Okay, well, I'm glad everybody made it today. We have been working during the month of February on matter. Everybody breathe. So the first week we talked about the wedding ring syndrome, how we have such a beautiful spiritual experience that can very easily turn into a matter-filled experience. And I know there was some ahas in the audience that day, whether they wanted to admit it or not. And then last week, Patrick talked about matter being a reflection of our spirit. And he took us on a beautiful journey that included some interesting feng shui tips. So, you might want to YouTube that. All right. Today, everything is energy. This is a topic that is extremely complicated, that I'm going to try to make simple so we can use the tools in our lives. Okay? All right, so, okay. As long as we look at matter as separate, or we give matter its own power, we will have trouble with it. The only power matter in our physical world, our created world of man, the only power it has is power that we have given it. And so we have the base question, why do we do that? You know, anyone that has run away from situations or people or places where the power energies have been challenging, they are really running away from the power that they have given them. Right? So, understanding our material world, understanding our own power, begins with understanding energy. So this is where we're going to start. Everything has energy. We just accept that. You know, we know that everything is vibrating. This is vibrating, chairs are vibrating. Everything has energy. It's the base building block of this world, this reality we live in. Power, for our conversation this morning, we shall define as the ability to direct that energy. Good definition, don't you think? Mm-hmm. Power, the ability to direct the energy. All right. So when we look at it that way, does a plant have power? Yeah. Can a plant direct the energy, go down, send its roots looking for food, bring nutrients up? It has this little interaction where it can direct energy, can't it? Animals, do they have power of their own? Mm-hmm. They can figure food out and give you a hard time coming into your house and stuff? Yes, they have their own abilities. Even rocks. Do rocks have their own ability? Mm-hmm. Probably. They can pull things to them. I find it amazing that they have that new show on TV with the miners. And I find it amazing they're digging into this huge mountain that looks all the same, and they'll find a pocket of some gem, you know. How does that happen? How does that happen? I don't know. I don't know. But the things in our natural world do tend to have a bit of their own ability to direct energy, and it's a world I don't understand. So I'm going to set that aside. But I'm going to say in our natural world, power does exist in the creatures and things that were not created by man. Now, in our created world, do things really have power? Even our smartphones, are they smart enough to anticipate your needs? Or do they need you to direct them? Yeah, so in our created world, the things we created truly don't have power. They need our interaction with them. So our created world is powerful by the virtue of the energy that we direct into it. Okay? A book can be extremely powerful because of the energy the author put into the words. Another book could be just words on a page. And when you pick up the books, they will have a different vibration to it. You'll feel the powerful book. You'll feel the words on the page. It's all about energy direction. All right. Everything has vibration. Everything does not have power. The energy of things, inanimate things, the energy of a thing is defined by its nature. Like this is a podium. It is elevated a little bit. Does it threaten you?
Yep.
No, because of the shape and the color. It's not defined by you as something that would be something you need to be wary of. But if you see a knife or something with a very sharp edge or something made of a sharp material, do you not immediately respond to that? Okay. And we define that energy based on how it's shaped, how we react to it, what it is. And the sharp is sharp is sharp. It's not going to change. This angle, until it's rebuilt, is not going to change. It is what it is, and we respond to things. Are y'all with me? Okay. So I wanted to share with you just some energy so you can start thinking with me a little bit. All right. Can you all see this? This is a plaque. Can you see the colors of the plaque? Now, when you see this plaque, is there not some dynamic energy here?
Yes.
By virtue of the colors, by virtue of the abstract design. Does this not kind of feel dramatic? These are sold in our bookstore, by the way. So when you see this, are you not automatically feeling the energy of what it innately is? The drama of it. All right? When we see something like this, and you guys can't read the words, it says love is at the top. Can you see it? Not as dramatic. Do you feel more of a calm? And if you see the words love is, can you see the calmness in it? Beautiful little design here. Okay? So the energy, the innate energy of this piece would be more calm. Right? Okay. How we interact with life is based on the energy that it's giving us. Now, if you're charged to the max, which one would you buy? This one. You would buy this one. If you're charged to the max, you'd buy this one. If you're calm and feeling sweet, you'd be more inclined to get this one. See? Now I want to show you this. How do you feel about that?
Ooh, yeah.
Yes. Ooh.
That's sold in the bookstore.
This is not sold in a bookstore. And what you see is colors and circles. There's a rhythm of harmony, is there not?
Yes.
And so you have this, and you go, oh, well, that represents harmony. That's interesting. So you might be drawn to it, or you might not, but it does give out that vibration, correct? Now, when I see it, because of who I am, it means something totally different to me in relationship. This is Zodiac. It is an old picture that was painted a long time ago. Karen Price has a huge one in her home on her wall, and I fell in love with it. I got over it so much. I was almost coveting. I was so charged to it. And one of our church participants put me out of my misery by ordering me one. So when I see it, it's not just harmony. It's not just the circles. It's not just the colors. It's something I love. I was raised with astrology. That was just part of my life. I love it. It reminds me of a gift that's inside me. It reminds me of a little bit of who I am. Do you see? So when I'm shopping and I see this, and Patrick and I are out together, and I go, oh, and he goes, eh. Who's going to win? But so I want you to understand relationship. Everything has a vibration innate to itself, but then there are relations. We have relations with things that shift our vibration, shifts the vibration of the piece. This piece is dearly and deeply loved. At my house.
And mine too.
All right. Was that helpful for you to identify vibrations? Okay. All right. Everything has a message to it. Now, most of us, when we're walking around, will choose what we are. If you are in a bad mood, you will typically vibrate towards something that irritates you. If you are feeling great and happy, you'll vibrate towards something that reflects that. Are you guys aware of that? Okay. When you ask someone why they bought something, have you ever said, why'd you get that? And they go, I don't know. I just liked it. They're really saying, I don't know, in this moment in time it reflects who I am, and it's energy, an energy relationship of me. It is reflecting who I am. And then they may not like it the next day, and they may say, why did I buy this, and can I return it? Can I give it to somebody else? Because it no longer reflects them. All right. Most of us don't say, I want to feel more healthy. What can I go buy and put on my wall that will make me feel more healthy? Do you?
Yes.
Oh, some people do. Awesome. Okay. Most of us don't. Most of us just wait for things to touch us, If they're going to touch us, they're going to reflect us. If they're going to reflect us, they're going to be part of our norm. The whole thing about energy and matter is, why don't we change? We always go to the norm. Do you understand? We go to the norm, and we put in our energy field everything that reflects what we're feeling in that moment. It's too complicated. All right. All right. When you go to the grocery store and you say, I want to be healthy, do you not make different choices? When you go to the grocery store and you are hungry and you want to be healthy, do you make different choices? No. You might even choose more extravagantly luscious because you're hungry. The familiar. It takes a conscious effort to change your thoughts. And the energy that you look for is the familiar. The thing that Patrick talked about last week was interesting about the feng shui. But I can share this with you. I have done many homes. And without violating anyone's privacy, I can tell you that I've seen on numerous occasions, people will, females in particular, and particularly single females, will put predator animals on their walls. And I will say to them, why is that growling predator panther on your wall? And they will say to me, oh, I have an affinity for panthers, or whatever. And I will say, isn't it interesting, the only pictures of the growling animals you have are in one room of your house? If you have an affinity, they should be everywhere. We should see leopard stripes everywhere. I should see animals everywhere. But I see it in one room of their house. And I will say to them, are you feeling like in this area of your life, whatever that room is, that you are under attack? Oh my God, yes, how did you know? Well, you have a predator animal in that room in your house. You are under attack. Do you see? It is so amazing how we continue to reflect our feelings around us, and we pick that which reflects us. Okay? All right. Now, we are geared to reflect, not create. Why? It keeps us safe. It keeps us safe. Can everybody kind of feel where I've been going? Okay, now we're going to go to metaphysics. The very first thing you're taught metaphysically, what are you taught? You're taught everything is energy. Energy follows thought. Energy follows thought. What you think about, what you focus on expands. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. Charles Fillmore. Energy follows thought. Intention is the key to the universe. My thought energized. That's my intention. My thought with energy is the key to the universe. This is how I create. First thing we're taught metaphysically. We're given the keys to have what we want. We're given the keys to shift and to begin to do things differently. That's why people typically first come to metaphysics, because they cannot get out of their stuckness. We have to change our thoughts. All right, so metaphysically we know the wonderful thing about energy. And energy truly is in everything. Is this too heavy for you? All right. Do you guys ever watch the Brain Games? Oh, you should watch it. It's funny. It's a program where they analyze how the human mind functions. It's very entertaining, and they do it in a very easy way that everyone can understand. And so they'll show a block, perhaps, of all the different colors, and they'll say, this color orange doesn't match, this color orange does it. Because of the lighting and the angle and the viewing point, it doesn't. But when they put them side by side, it does. And then they explain to you how it's all the perception. And they explain to you how the mind interprets based on lighting and angle. And then they tell you it doesn't really exist anyway. And when they get down to that, you go, wow, can't process. Let's go back to where angle and lighting change your perception. It doesn't exist anyway. We're living in a world we can literally direct energy. We can literally have power and create. And we don't even remember. We don't remember. You know, when you think about Jesus Christ and what he taught, you know, he healed people. Remember when he multiplied the bread? Remember when he turned the water into wine? There are many miracles in here where he actually had influence over matter. What did he teach his disciples? To heal. He taught his disciples to heal. What did he teach the masses? To love. He taught them to love. Work on your relationships with your brother man first. Don't be asking me how to manifest an apple. Don't be asking me how to put food on the table. Work on your relationships with your brother man first. And here's the key. If you are going to go into the energy of God, the pure energy of all love, to manifest something in matter, instant manifestation, like Jesus, you cannot have aught against your brother. Do you understand that? We cannot be mad about this or that or our government or what's happening here or my car or my house. We can't have anything, because then we cannot enter into that complete, whole, total vibration of God and interact with matter. We can enter into it when we're meditating. That's the beauty of it. You can go into your spirit and you can enter into that wonderful energy of God, love, and you're one with God. Then you open your eyes and you're in the world of matter again. In order to bring that into this space, we can have nothing against any man. Why? They're your brothers. They're your sisters. They're learning. They're growing. They're learning and they're growing. Does it make sense? So he taught the masses, just love your brother. And if somebody asks for your coat, what did he say?
Give it to them.
Give it to them. You own the consciousness of having a coat. You own that in consciousness, you'll get another coat. They don't own that in consciousness. That's why they're taking yours. Maybe they'll learn to own it in consciousness. If someone wants anything of you, give it to them. Doesn't matter. Matter doesn't matter. Don't fight them. Love them. If you love them and honor them and find a way to harmonize, you will be lifted into a higher vibration. You'll be lifted up. You know, a lot of the people did come for the miracles. And he says, you guys just want to be fed again. Remember that? Like he's traveling along, he's fed everybody, and then a bunch of more people come. He goes, no, I'm not feeding you today. Go to the grocery store. Because that's not who I am. I'm here to show you that there's beautiful, beautiful God love all around you that you can use. And when you move into the space of love, you can use it for anything. Absolutely anything. So, instant manifestation should be all of our goals, don't you think? Yep. Few? Okay? And why do you not want instant manifestation? Because you're afraid of your power. Because you're afraid of what we started with. You're afraid of what you might create. You're afraid of what you might do with this. And we're safe and warm, aren't we? We're in our little womb cocoon. We're safe and warm, and that's why we continue to create what we've always created. We're safe and warm. Do you know how hard it is to change your thoughts? They say, I heard a scientific report at some point, which I cannot source in this moment, that said, you probably think 1 million thoughts a day, and 99.9% are the same ones you thought yesterday. We don't expand. So you're listening to me today. Is anybody even thinking, I'm going to check the artwork on my wall? I have one, yes? Okay, good. Is anybody even thinking, let me see the relationships in where I work and what my environment looks like? Yep. Okay? Is anybody even thinking, wow, I need to watch when I think that? I need to not be comfortable and familiar. I need to be excited and exploring. I love traveling. I'll tell you, going out of the country, at least every other year, keeps your brain open. You see different cultures, different languages. You hear different languages. You have different references. And you expand. And then you come back so grateful for our home. I love our country. I love our home. I love it even more when I go and travel and come back and expand. And I have new thoughts. The most profound thing that ever happened in 95, we went to Egypt. 96, I think it was. Oh, it was a fabulous trip. The energies are amazing. But when I came back, I was in my car. We were back on the ground maybe a week. And I knew that I could do it. I had no idea what I was going to do. But this infinite knowing, I had touched the vibration of people that held a culture eons ago, that held a religious base eons ago about the potential of man. And I touched them and felt them and communicated with them. And it was like, man, I can do this. I have no idea. There was just such an empowerment. When we touch things beyond our normal, we get empowered. We get empowered. Our brain has an opportunity to function at a different level. And then we can start touching the things that Jesus did. You know, the first time that someone came to you and offered a healing session for you, did you say, oh, sure, yes, I believe? Every one of us had to step out of what we were raised with to embrace the greater, to embrace something bigger. We had to. So if I tell you right now that you are 100%, 1,000% responsible for every single detail in your life today, and you created it by your thoughts, are you good with it? Or do you want more? I mean, most of us have created a nice cocoon. We're all warm, we have our bills paid, we've got food on the table, nobody's starving to death here. We're good, right? We're happy. You don't have to change. You don't have to change. You won't come to InnerQuest very long. Because if there's one thing that's repeated in our theme, it's change. One thing. You know, this past summer, we had a real atrophy in the church. And nothing happened. I know I didn't offend anybody. I don't know what went on. And it just, people weren't coming, and of course the offerings weren't there, and we were not making money, we were losing money, the bills still got paid because we always pay our bills. But, and we don't tell you guys this, because that's not why you come. But, I was talking with Patrick, and sometimes Patrick and I can get excited. And, you know, we're trying to figure out, praying about it, trying to figure out, and I just looked at him, and I was excited, and I said to him, I do not want to hear anything out of your mouth except, we are fabulous, and you, no, we are doing great, and you, Cindy, are fabulous. That's what I want you to, I want to hear that from you from now on. I don't want to hear anything else. We are doing great, and you're fabulous, Cindy. You're fabulous. He heard me. He said it. He says it today. We ended up moving into the holiday season, and we ended our year without a deficit for miracles that happened. Miracle donations, miracles, people loving the church. And it wasn't anything I did or he did, but we changed our thoughts. We are not going to look at what is appearing. We're going to look at what we know to be true. And we're doing great. We are working. We're loving God. We're doing great. And I'm quite fabulous. And by focusing on that, we did not, their numbers didn't grow. We're not out into the foyer. But we grew in spirit, and we grew in energy, and we had an abundant year of miracles. It was abundant. So you'll know that at our congregational meeting, March the 22nd. But anyway, do you see how just focusing and changing your thoughts into some new experience that you want to have, changing your thoughts away from a detrimental experience to a positive experience, focusing on, if this in fact is my round to do what I choose to do with God, then let me get busy on it. Sometimes I'll just turn the radio off. Sometimes I'll put a different CD on. Sometimes I don't want my thoughts going there. You know your thoughts, that Paul Solomon said, your thoughts are like sheep. They travel and follow each other. And they just roam around. You hear a song, pretty soon you're back in 4th grade. And you're remembering all the stuff that happened Do you want to recreate that? No. Not really. Okay. All right. Do you realize how powerful you are?
Mm-hmm.
Everything has energy, but we have the power to direct that. We have the power to direct energy. If I make a bed to fit myself, I have done well. If I am happy, whole, and in my relationship with God that I choose, I have done well. And maybe you don't choose instant manifestation. If you want it just so you don't have to work anymore, you're never going to get it. You know, that's just not the path to it. But if you want to learn more about how God energy can work in our world, you can certainly walk that path. If you don't choose that, maybe you just want to have a house that's full of flowers and fun harmony. That's a good choice. Whatever your soul needs. Maybe you do love those predatory animals, but they're all over your house now. Maybe you love them. Do you see? But if we could just for a little bit wake up to the choices and how we interact with matter and how matter interacts with us, we would really begin to feel how it feels to be an empowered child of God. And then your boss has no power over you, your spouse has no power over you, your car has no power over you, the bills have no power over you, because you have created it. So easy? Yes. All right, let's go with it. Father, Mother God, we ask that your light just enfold each one here. And I would ask that a beautiful column of light come over you. And just for a minute, I just want you to feel your own heart and feel your own energy field. You are energy. Infinite, wonderful, love, beautiful God energy. That is you. You are the director of that energy. In this moment, you can direct your energy to feel more God love. And let's try that for just a minute. I ask for my being, my energy being, to feel more God love. And as you do, let it flow out through your energy field. And feel that you are in a balanced space of harmony when you do that. You are in a balanced space of harmony. Now let your focus just come back to your heart and feel that you, the precious child of God, are the chooser. You can have anything you want. You are the chooser. Take a breath and feel contentment. I have done nothing wrong. I will do nothing wrong. I just simply get to choose. Father, Mother God, I ask you bless each one so they can feel empowered to make choices that thrill their souls. For newness. For newness. And I thank you. Take a breath and just say, I embrace my own newness. Can you feel yourself expanding? Let your focus come back to your body. Feel the chair supporting you. Gently open your eyes. And let's say it together. I embrace my own newness.
I embrace my own newness.
How does that feel? Did it feel awkward and odd? Are you sure? Yes, for some of us it will feel awkward and odd. And is that a good thing?
Yes.
Yes, because it's new. Newness might feel awkward and odd, but it should feel good. Okay, children of God, you are empowered. Go out in the world and be radiant. And so it is.